My beautiful Aqua gang, Aqua Soul family, what's going on, beautiful souls? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general message for my beautiful Aquarian gang, my beautiful Aquarian soul family. I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I most certainly am. Holy angels and spirit guides, please come through. Give us exactly what it is that we need to know in regards to the new. This is a new love cycle. Wow, the cards are already flipping out. It feels like a very powerful message. Now, before I dig in, you guys, okay? Take a moment and click the like button, all right? As well as the subscribe button. Yes, okay? If you want to become a part of the team, we would love to have you, all right? We're growing and we want you to be a part of that, okay? Also, click the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload on the channel. Additionally, guys, keep in mind that these are general messages. This feels like a very, very powerful message, so it's gonna be very important, okay? For you to listen intently, yes. Listen intuitively, absolutely. And take the messages that resonate with you and leave the rest, okay? Now, being that this is something new, it feels like this is either something new approaching you or you are ready for something new, right? You may have been ready for a long time and kind of questioning why, right? Like why each of the connections you've been trying to cultivate have either been patterns of the past showing up, right? Learning multiple lessons or the same lessons, why they just so happen to not fit quite right. It's something about there being something off in the frequency level, right? I feel like you are addressing that, or something is going to come to light where that is being addressed, and then boom, either the person that you kind of thought maybe it wouldn't work with, this does feel like a newer person, right? Keep an open mind. So if this is somebody that you already know, then this is someone that you are getting ready to write off, right? This is somebody that you didn't quite get to know fully just yet, but I feel like something is going to shift in the dynamic between you and this person, and it is going to be because of some shadows that you will be addressing, some kind of trauma that you may be addressing, or some kind of releasing that you will be addressing, and then it will allow you to clearly see that the two of you do align with each other, okay? For others of you, right, you don't know this person yet, and there has been some stagnation in this person coming in. They haven't actually been able to approach you. They haven't actually been able to get into the same frequency level with you, right? It's been a bit of an obstacle, or there's something here delaying it. I do feel like that delay is ending, right? That's why it feels so powerful. It feels so, it definitely feels like a magnetic connection. So this is somebody who you have been manifesting. This is someone who you have been calling in. I do feel like connections from the past you thought were your manifestation weren't quite it. And you may definitely be questioning why, right? Like, why does my connections keep ending like this? Or why can I never seem to find someone that I actually fit with? Why do I keep depleting? Why am I always in situations where I'm the giver and never the receiver? There's something that needs to be addressed within yourself. Now, here's what I will say. In addressing these things, right? And taking accountability for these things and releasing these things. Oh, and in releasing these things, there will be a need to take accountability. That's what they're saying, okay? Accountability is not always the easiest thing. So we have this that has flipped over. So 444. Okay, this is really going to be the portal energy for this new connection, for this new love, or for something that is current that you don't quite see is your person. I feel like there's something missing here, okay? And it definitely feels as though it's a very specific storyline, yet it's showing up with different details. Okay, so it's kind of a weird reading for me. And I'm trying to really harness all of the downloads that I have been getting even before starting and that are currently coming in. It's like a lot of information. Okay, so let's all take a couple of deep breaths, right? So it says, trust your journey. Okay, so everything happens for a reason. There's a lot of questioning energy here, you guys, okay? Questioning why you have gone through certain heartbreaks, why you have been able to been treated a certain way. If I am protected, then why was I able to be taken advantage of? If I am protected, then why was I cheated on? If I am protected, then why did I have to go through a divorce? Why did I have to go through heartbreak, right? It's all the questions, which are warranted, right? Like, don't ever disregard or trivialize the questioning that you might have. The questions are actually what's going to lead to the breakthrough. What's going to be important is for you to see yourself in those situations as well. We don't want to create a victim mentality out of the situation, even though you may have been victimized. There is a need to have a little bit of a duality in the way that you are viewing your past connections, or even the connection that you're in right now. There might be something that you are missing. There may be someone here already for some of you. And if not, they're trying to get in, okay? The blockage that they are currently experiencing, okay, the new love, is your lack of trust. Okay, it says trust the way your life unfolds. Yes, guys, okay. It also says, sorry, I don't know if you can see that. And trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment, okay? So there is a need to trust you are in the right place at the right time, even though it may not appear as such. So there's a lot of illusions about some pitfalls, about some setbacks. They may be masked as downfalls or as connections that you wish would have worked out. However, they weren't meant, right? They were not the right person for you, right? So therefore, if they're not the right person for you, if they're not meant to be in your life after this season, then they must fall off. Voluntarily or involuntarily, y'all. You know I love you, but I gotta tell you the truth, okay? 444 is also my ancestry number. So you may have ancestors that you have either met or, you know, have not met that are very much so focused on you. There may be a pathology in your family, right? That feels very specific. Again, don't force anything to fit. I'm just trying to allow myself to say everything that they are bringing to my forefront, because it will either resonate with you or it won't. And if you are here, somebody needs to hear this, okay? So only take it if it resonates and don't force it to fit. Oh, I meant to say cross watchers, you are also welcome here as well, okay? So just place yourself, you belong in the storyline. If you are already currently newly seeing an Aquarius, this could be some energy that you are experiencing with them, which is a block, right? You're not able to get through. You're not able to really connect with them, and it is because of their lack of trust. So I feel like to continue on this theory about a generational curse or a generational pathology with ancestors showing up here, or a deceased relative that you've already known, there is going to be a breakthrough. You are meant to be the pioneer of breaking this in your family. That could be a number of things, you guys, right? And it's going to be important for you to understand and know your lineage, know your past, right? Know your history, your ancestral background, in order to be able to understand what I'm saying here. For some of you already know that, right? You've already been able to unpack the patterns. Whether that's none of you are married, right? You and your siblings, none of you have ever been married. Okay. That is not by accident, right? That's only one example. Maybe you have had a history in the past where you saw all your mom, your aunts, and your uncles married, but they've all been in bullshit relationships, right? Like they've all been hanging on by a thread or hanging on to connections that are not serving them, right? That is also a pattern. There's some kind of pattern here. You are meant to break that. And I feel as though there have been several connections that you have encountered where you were trying to make it work, but you would have been falling in line with that pattern. And they're like, nah, not you, because you're not meant to do that in this lifetime. In this lifetime, you are meant to break it. You're meant to break the chain. Wow. Very powerful, you guys. I'm really interested to see how many of you are going to be resonating with this message. Okay, definitely sending you love and light, because it's not easy to be the first. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to be just one of the rest, right? Because then you get to just be in your relationship. You ain't got to pay all your bills by yourself. You ain't got to go it alone so much. You don't have to get heartbroken all the motherfucking time. You can actually have somebody to do life with, even though it ain't all good. It's definitely easier to have some support there. It's not easy. This journey, whoever this is, whoever you are, right, resonating with this message, you are protected, but it has not been easy, okay? this is getting ready to change, and that's why it's so powerful and impactful. So it could have been, you could be whatever age. Put your ages down below, or just send me a little comment, a little hey girl, hey. Send each other love and light down below, even if you don't resonate with the message, because, you know, whoever this is, whoever you guys are as a collective, if this is your message, it has been hard for you to trust even good shit that comes into your life. It's been hard for you to trust your own judgment. It's been hard for you to trust people. It's been hard for you to trust family. It's been hard for you to trust job situations. Your trust is in shambles because of what you have gone through. So definitely sending you all of the beautiful, lighthearted energy, guys. Okay. Make sure you're pouring into yourselves and don't judge yourselves as you're on this journey. Okay. It's all happening for a reason. Okay. It literally says it. Trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment. So I feel like you're coming to a very important impasse in your journey. And I do feel as though if you've been single for a long time, your single days are up. It's done, right? You have completed this karmic cycle. You're ready to break this chain. There's something that will be released. It's going to be a big releasing. So, okay, don't get scared. This feels more emotional than anything. And it's not that Aquarians are scared of emotion. We're not, but that shit be like, God damn it. You're like, damn it. Ugh. Right? It just be annoying sometimes. It'd be frustrating, right? To just be crying or to be overly emotional. It might not come out as crying. It may come out as feeling on edge. It may come out as anxiety. It may come out as frustration. You may be like really on pins and needles, kind of mean to people, and it is because of what you're feeling internally. Allow yourself to feel those feelings and try not to take it out on other people, but it does appear that it might get a little bit worse than it gets better. There's some kind of releasing that is getting ready to happen, some kind of epiphany, and the epiphany does require you to look at yourself and how you have allowed certain things, right? That is where you will be able to really pinpoint what has been going on. You're going to see the pattern very clearly in yourself, and you're going to break it. And then energetically, there is a portal that opens up. So we have Raven. Yep. So this is meant to be an inspirational message, right? It does definitely feel like a prophecy. It feels like something future focused. It feels like something that hasn't happened yet. And if you are here feeling any parts of this message, right, you would have already had thoughts of this, okay? That is your wisdom, all right? There is definitely something in a new moon cycle or a full moon cycle, okay, that's really going to idealize what it is that they are trying to bring forth. Okay, and then we also have pine cone, all right? So the word that's really sticking out for me in this card is starting. So this is a new cycle. Okay, this is a cycle that you don't yet see, but you can feel it. You can feel the changes coming. And I do feel like it has something to do with your person, okay? Your life partner, your divine counterpart, a soulmate, whatever title you want to give this person. It's a relationship that finally works. I feel like you've been in relationship, but not really felt connected in any of your relationships. If this is your message, it's just always something that's off. It's always something is not working. It's always either you trying to force it or trying to make it work when you actually know it doesn't work. It could be a number of things, right? This is not that, right? This new thing coming in. So it's very beautiful and I really like it. It has a lot of potential and it's definitely going to free you and your spirit of that pattern. Okay, can I just say that even though you might see this pattern materialized and actualized in your family dynamic, okay, it goes back way deeper than when you were ever here walking this earth, okay, than before your spirit was here in this lifetime. It has been a long time coming and you're going to be the end of the road. You and your children and your children's children and your children's children's children. If that resonates with you and you are someone who is looking forward to having a family. Okay, so let's kind of dig into the energy of the new person then. Okay, just to kind of change pace. It does feel heavy, guys. Okay, be gentle with yourself. Try not to overthink. You know, that is a pattern of us as well, because this is all divinely guided. It's all happening, and it's not something that you can actually control. It's not something that you can theorize. It's not something that you can analytically think yourself out of. Unfortunately, this is something that you have to feel through, and it is something that you're going to have to give yourself grace through. Okay, but it will be very beautiful on the other side if you allow it. Okay, because free will is still at play. Let's be very clear about that. Okay. So we have the pine cone, potential. We also have third eye there, right? So that's really where that information is going to be being brought to you. It could come to you in a dream, a visualization, during meditation, something to that effect, where it's just like, boom, got it. This shit is ending here. I no longer will accept relationships like this. I no longer will do this in a relationship. I no longer will go towards a person who does this, who embodies this. It's going to be a number of things, but it's you breaking a cycle. For some of you, it has something to do with your type, is what I'm hearing, because this Pearl card has the word ideal here. I don't get that you purposefully idealize people, but there could be a specific quality that you go for, and that quality, yes, you can look for that in other people, but there needs to be more. Okay, it needs to go deeper. So we belong together, right? So this is definitely divinely guided, you guys. I also get that you haven't been in connections where you have felt safe, like ever. There's not been one connection. If you resonate with this message, there has not been a relationship that you have had yet where you felt safe. This person is meant to be that, but you have to be that for yourself first. That is really the message here. What you have been yearning for in your soul, right? The type of person that you have been trying to manifest, or the type of person that you thought you were dealing with in connections in the past, is the person you need to be for yourself first. You have to embody that energy first. You can't seek it outside of yourself. There is a puzzle piece here, right? There is someone for you. So if you are the type of person who's like, well, maybe in this lifetime I'm just meant to be single, that is not true. And they're saying that that is the easy way out, because what the answers that you are looking for are not outside, they're inside. So if we use the idea of feeling safe in a relationship as the example, do you protect yourself? Or are you going towards relationships and idealizing the outside of a person, right? The bare minimum of what they are giving? Are you making more of a big deal of what they are showing up with than what it should actually be, right? Are you feeding into the idea of potential than the actualization and facts of who a person is, right? Are you overlooking red flags? Are you ignoring abuse? Okay, whether that be blatant or underhanded, right? Are you protecting your own heart? Are you protecting your own feelings, right? Are you protecting your resources by not just giving that shit willingly, right? So this is them wanting you to place a mirror back around on yourself. That is the key. That's what's opening the door to this portal. So we have this could go all the way. Wow. For some of you, I feel like you have some family members who kind of doubted that you would ever get married or ever be in a long-term committed relationship, because I feel like for some of you, even if you have accepted bullshit in connections, it hasn't been for very long. You may have had a lot of short-term relationships, right? And they're like, damn, you let go of him already. You let go of her already. You stopped talking to them already. And it's like, you'll deal with the bullshit, but your soul is not meant to be here in this lifetime to put up with the bullshit like the rest of your family members. Okay, can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? No, you would have energetically already felt, I gotta leave them. I'm gonna have to leave them. I'm gonna have to walk away from this. I'm gonna have to end this shit. Like, you would have never felt comfortable dealing with the certain connections and certain qualities in a relationship, right? Especially after you have awakened, for some of you, for longer than, I would say, 6 months shit. And that's even a long time. There may have been one really long relationship for some of you, right? I would say 8+ years. where you were very much so resonating in the pattern of your ancestral history, okay, your family members, that pathology. And once you awoken and broke that, a very specific storyline there, so don't force it to fit, then every connection thereafter hasn't been longer than 2 months. I feel your frustration, okay? You want to throw some shit, you want to knock some shit over. I get it. That's half the battle. You are waking up. You are noticing something. You are realizing something, right? And so I do feel like there are certain family members who kind of written you out. Like, oh, he's going to be a bachelor forever. She's going to be single. She's going to be single with cats, right? They love to say that shit. Those people are going to be very surprised when this starts to unfold. Because I feel like somebody put you in a box. Certain people put you in a box. Can't hold on to a man. Can't keep a man type shit. Can't keep a woman, right? Something to that effect. In this lifetime, your relationship is not supposed to define you. Maybe that was your life in past lifetimes, right? As well as your family members. There's something very specific there about ancestral lineage with that 444 here. In this lifetime, you're meant to break that cycle. You're going to be doing shit different. This is not going to be the traditional relationship, even though you will potentially go all the way with this person. It's going to look a lot different than everybody else around you. And it will fit you. It will fit what your soul is asking for, guys, okay? I love the way you make me feel, right? So this is definitely somebody who is more empathic. You may have never dealt with an empath, as you are an empath yourself. And this is not news to you. This is something that you already know. You internalize people's energies. You are able to read energy very well, in fact. But those gifts of yours, because being empathic is in fact a gift, have gotten you in trouble in the past. It's because you're not supposed to empathize with everybody, right? Some people just need some people need tough love. Yes. I feel like you are finally getting what you have been giving. And it is because you stopped giving that out to everyone else and you started giving it to yourself. Now, for those of you who don't understand what I'm saying, you might need to start doing that. Stop rationing out your cups. What you were providing for other people and looking for them to give to you, don't give to them, give to yourself, and then you will therefore attract what you are giving to yourself. That's how this works. Short end of the stick. That's the phrase that they're using. So this is the energy of somebody who does have a lot to give, very pure resources, very pure love. You are the best friend in the relationship. You are the homie lover friend, right? You are the supportive person. You will pour into someone. You will give them the shirt off your motherfucking back. You'll give them your last $5. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. It's beautiful, but in this lifetime, because of the patterns in your history, right? Because of the pathology, you're meant to turn that cup back around to yourself. You need to fill yourself up, fill up your own cup. You are meant to be the receiver. You're not meant to be the giver. Giving is good. It is. But that's not your assignment here, babe. I'm not saying that you just need to be a taker. What I feel is this person who is coming in embodies your same energy. It's very much so equally yoked. The two of you are on the same vibrational frequency. You are matching, right? And they're only going to be attracted to you based on what you're giving yourself. Okay. So I don't want you to get me wrong, because I know some of y'all was giving me the side eye earlier when I was talking about your type. Listen, this is not about going towards someone that you are not attracted to. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the energy, guys, okay? Energetically. You've been dealing with some bottom of the barrel ass bitches. Can I just say that? Come on now. Come on. I need you to admit it. You have to admit it for this to work. You have to admit. You have to admit it, guys. You made excuses. You overgave again, and then overgave some more, and then looked past some shit because the D was good, because the pum pum was good, because they was fine as fuck, because they were nice, because, you know, they did that one thing. Their one thing to your 100th thing is not okay, is the point. And there is this shadow here that's kind of bouncing around the area, you guys, that suggests you're giving, right? And over giving was definitely a trauma response, right? And it was with the desire to have that person give it back to you, when in all actuality, from the very beginning, you should have just been giving that to yourself. So you were attracting vultures, takers. They are going to be very attractive and they will be very attracted to you as well. And it is going to be okay to let your hair down, but you won't realize that if you are in a very untrusting positioning. If your energy is scared, if you are fear mongering, if you are struggling with those abandonment issues, if you're struggling with believing your path, your journey, and understanding it and all of the things, then there will just be stagnation here. Okay. It will slow shit the fuck down. Either they won't be able to come in, or if they do come in, you won't be able to see them clearly. You might end up friend zoning them. That's a possibility of stagnation. You may actually be fearful of how strongly this person is interested in you. So they're giving me a very specific example of, in the past, being unattracted to people who actually loved you. Like, that's not even your type. Like, it's like the ones that you will almost wish that the ones who were emotionally unavailable were the ones doing the shit that the person who was emotionally available was doing. Like, what the fuck kind of toxic shit is that? Hello? What is that? Right? We've all been there. Not all of us, right? It just depends on what path you've been on. I've definitely been there before, where it's like, somebody likes you so much. It's very clear that they're a good guy, that they are a good girl, that they would treat you well, but you're just not, it's just the sparks are not flying. And that is definitely indicative of a trauma response and having some very toxic attraction patterns, right? Attachment patterns, attraction patterns. Why would you be repulsed by someone who is loving on you, right? Why would you be repulsed over someone who is actually willing to do the things that your soul and your heart desires, yet the person that is unwilling to do it, that's the one you want to fight it out for. That's the one you want to turn around. That's the one you want to bring over to your side. Bullshit. That stops here. And that was very specific for some of you as well. So let's get to some tarot, because y'all know I'll be running my mouth. We're going to get to a little bit of tarot here to dig in a little bit about this new person, okay? Get some qualities of what they possess. This is also how you're going to know who I'm talking about. I'm going to pull this from the Good Tarot deck. 444 might actually be a number that you will start seeing very much so consistently. If you resonate with this message, it may start showing up in your dreams. Signs, synchronicities, you may see it on a billboard. You may see it on the clock twice a day for 44 days type shit, right? So keep your eyes peeled in reference to those synchronicities or those signs showing up. It's not by accident. And sometimes they will show up when you're needing to pay attention to your thoughts. Your thought patterns, your thought processes, or something you're doing in that moment, or potentially a person you're talking to in that moment, of the person who texts you in that moment, for the good or the bad. Because in this reading, this is about releasing the old to get to the new. So for example, you could be talking to the old person and the new person is staring at you from across the room or some shit, right? Like something like that. Or the old person could be contacting you and you already know the new person, and then the new person contacts you right after. Okay. This is about breaking a pattern. For some of you, this could also be about walking away from an on and off connection, because it is blocking the new shit. It's blocking what's actually meant for you, what you are supposed to be divinely guided towards. Okay. There's something about staying with someone or continuing to deal with someone or leaving the door open. Even if you're not talking to that person, leaving the door open. Even if you say that you're not. Why you block them and then unblock them? Why are you lurking on their social media? We're going to have to be honest with ourselves in order to get past this obstacle, right? We have the no worries card in the reverse. So I feel as though there is a little bit of anxiety. There's a little bit of worry about actually getting the thing that you want. There's a little bit of fear about falling in love or feeling like something is really genuine. This feels very genuine, right? It feels beautiful. It does feel extremely impactful. This feels like the type of connection where your whole life could change, right? Like your relationship status, where you live, sharing finances. It feels like deep, okay? It doesn't feel like nothing too deep, bitch. It feels very deep. It is, in fact, a divine connection, right? It's blocked, but it is a divine connection, okay? There could be a fear about actually attaining that on a subconscious level, guys, right? So you therefore deal with people who it could never get to that level for whatever reason, because you fear the depth of this kind of connection. You could subconsciously be blocking the real thing from coming in by allowing the old shit a door. You know what I'm saying? A revolving door and shit, entertaining the same kind of people or the same person. So just keep that in mind as well. They have a lot to say, you guys. They have a lot to say today. Okay, so tell me, what are we dealing with here? Who shall we be expecting to come in? What can they look for in reference to this new person? Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh, another 4. So now we have 4, 4, 4, 4. I got excited about that because, you know, and I don't want to get emotional. Y'all know I'm a G, okay? She don't like to cry. After I just told y'all to let the tears out, I ain't even about to do that. No. It's very beautiful, guys, right? Because I feel like you've been this selfless soul. You've been this selfless person. You have not gotten what you deserved out of love. Let's just call a thing, okay? And that's validating how you've already felt. You're not being dramatic. It's been some bullshit, this dating shit. It's been some fuck shit. And somebody up there got some explaining to do. But this, right? The Four of Pentacles in the reverse is just, excuse me. It is the epitome, in my opinion, with the rest of the cards that are in the spread of, yes, a divine connection, but something extremely pure, right? Selfless love, love without regard. This is unconditional love, right? It is the overflowing of emotions, right? This is someone who will want all of you. Okay, and that is why you will need to be whole. You will need to make sure that you're seeing things clearly and correctly, because they also deserve this very purity of love that they are trying, or that they are here to provide for you. I don't want to sound dramatic, but that is what I see, guys, right? This definitely feels, if this is your message, like something unlike anything you've ever experienced before. I'm gonna just take a deep breath, okay? This is not about physicality, right? This is, even though the physical connection is there, it's also not about materialistic things or how things look on the outside, how the connection looks to everyone else. This is very much so the meeting of two souls that definitely feel like they belong together. And it's also a protective quality, right? This definitely feels like a provider. This feels like a protector. And the word provider for me doesn't necessarily mean monetary, even though I feel like the both of you are doing fine financially. That is not a question. We're not talking about that right now. What we're talking about in terms of the Pentacles is safety emotionally, right? Protecting someone's heart, covering, protecting someone's interests, protecting their vulnerabilities, protecting the relationship, right? Their soul, protecting the connection. This is a very deeply rooted protector, right? It doesn't matter if they identify as male or female. That is the quality that they provide in relationship. It is something that you have been missing out on because you needed to first protect yourself from vultures, from people who meant you know well, right? You didn't have the correct boundaries in the past. Can I just say that? Because we do have the Seven of Wands here. So without the correct boundaries, you therefore created a boundary for the real shit that you actually deserved. And that's just me calling a thing a thing. Okay, I'm always going to keep it real. And I love y'all, but we have to be honest. We have to be honest. That has been the obstacle this entire time. And now we do have an actual chance to move things forward in a very beautiful direction. Okay. Now, the personality of this person, we have the Ace of Wands. This is a go-getter. This is somebody who is very spontaneous. And this is someone who will definitely emanate the type of person who is always onto the new thing. They create goals, they access those goals, they smash those goals, and then they create new ones, right? Aces are about the beginning. So they're not afraid to start over. They're not afraid to start something new. They are very passionate about life. They feel like there are multiple passions that a person can have in a lifetime. And this has been a determining factor in their success overall. This is a very successful person. Okay, so they're not looking to come and eat off of your table. They're not really looking towards you in reference to what you can do for them. They're really looking towards you in reference to what this connection can fulfill, right? The void that it can fulfill. The void in the sense of partnership. So this is somebody who's been single for quite some time. Aces are also like the first, right? Like, or one. I see 111 on my clock. So I feel like this is somebody who's also been on a lone journey. So even though they've had relationships, they've tried to entertain people, it hasn't quite worked, right? So that's a similar thing that the two of you will have in common. They might be a fire sign, Aries, Sag, Leo, but what I get mostly out of that card is a go-getter, right? Somebody who will start some shit. They will rev that fire up. They are going to be very assertive, kind of in your face. They may be the one to approach you. It doesn't matter if typically or traditionally, it's the man that's supposed to say something first. It's the man that's supposed to say I love you first. Fuck that. They love you, they love you. They think you fine as fuck, they gonna say it, right? Like, this is that type of person, and I feel like that's something that you need. It will ignite something in you as well. That was just one example, right? If they are the masculine energy in the connection, then they will definitely emanate that as well. It will speak to their assertiveness, their go-getterness. This is somebody who's going to be very intentional, and they're going to be very upfront from the very beginning. Okay. Now, if you've already met this person and you're still experiencing the blocks that we spoke about earlier, then this person would feel like a lot for you. They would feel like you may mistake this genuine interest in you, this genuine passion about who they know you to be. Okay. Because by the time you meet this person, they are already ready for you. In fact, this is supposed to be your person, guys, right? It just depends on where you are in your own healing journey and the shit that needs to be removed, right? Like the purging that needs to occur. Then you may mistake their passion for a thirsty bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you always calling me? Why you always blowing up my phone? Like, why you always want to go out? You so nice, right? Nice guy, nice girl. Syndrome. You may actually deem it to be something that's not attractive, which is wild. That's wild, you guys. That's crazy, okay? I'm not judging you, but that crazy fuck. Cray. There's clearly something off, right? If this person rubs you that way. We're needing to address something other than them. We're needing to address something internally, and that's okay, right? That is what's going to set you up for success. Now, keep in mind, there's still free will here, right? But I have a strong belief that this is not only divinely guided, it is a divine connection, right? It's a divine counterpart, a divine soulmate. This is meant to happen. And it has a beautiful potential to go all the way, right? The only thing that would stop it is you. That's it. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Cups. This is in the position of the bullshit that this person has overcome to prepare for this connection. So they may be a divorcee, or they might just be a lover, right? This is somebody who has a lot to give. 10 of Cups is like, whoa, you know, it's, for me, it's bigger than the Ace of Cups. It is the wife, right? It's the mother. It is the husband. It's the father. It's the nurturer. It's the healing. It's the tranquil energy, is what I see in this card. It is the overflowing of joy, abundance, love, happiness, right? Really wanting to be their own peace in someone else's peace. That's what they feel like they were here for. This could be the type of person who feels like they were meant to be in relationship and it just has not worked out. Like I said, they could have been married before, or in a different lifetime for some of them, right? So this could be why their soul feels like it's yearning for it, but they had a lot of difficult lessons to learn. One being their happiness should be first. You have to be your own happiness before you can try to be happiness for someone else. In fact, the other person should already be happy, and then the two of you can be happy to fucking together. You're not supposed to be someone else's happiness, right? That's a lot of work. That is a lot to sign up for. That's heavy. It's burdensome. And so I feel like they have learned that lesson by the time they, I feel like they've learned that lesson by the time the two of you meet. Okay. With the 3 of Cups here, they've just been kind of having friendships. I don't get that those friendships have ever been romantic. Okay. They have been filling their time with platonic relationships and fulfilling their desire to have partnership and to have communion with platonic relationships. And that is because of what they experienced in the past. They have healed from it, but they're also understanding that there's a quality about themselves that has attracted people who will sip from their fountain and lie, right, about what it is that they will also provide. They've been left on the end of waiting for what they gave, waiting for the other person to finally commit, waiting for the other person to now, be their happiness, waiting for the other person to, be there and want to be there, and fighting for something that was just never supposed to be a thing. Tough. That is tough. So you both have been through some very tough cycles. Very beautiful souls, guys, right? The two of you have very beautiful personalities. You have very pure energy. And if this comes together, it will most certainly feel for the both of you, right? Like a shift. Finally, in the cycles, a shift in the dynamics, as you've been getting the short end of the stick all this time in love specifically. It's like shit is not adding up. Having money is great, right? Having a good job is good, but I want someone to come home to, Empress. Like, I want someone to make love to. I want someone to go to the movies with. I want to, I want to be that girl who can say my man, right? I want to be that guy who can be like, yeah, my lady, I'm going home to my woman, right? Like, I want that, right? Yes, and it's okay to want that, and you are warranted in wanting that, and it is pure, the fact that you want it, but it can't be at any cost. It can't be at any cost now. The shit got to make sense. So, we're hopping over to the extended, okay? If you have resonated with this message, which was a very specific message, okay? It's been powerful. I need a drink. Okay, I need a little libation. I need to bring this energy to fuck down with. Okay, so we're gonna hop over to the extended. Okay, I definitely want to know what attracts them to you specifically. Okay, I want to know what they desire in a partner and in partnership. Now, I feel like the two of you are equally yoked, but we will double check that. Okay, and depending on what it is that you're looking for from your healed perspective, that will determine if the two of you are actually as equally yoked as it appears, right? I also want to see, are they serious about commitment? We got 10 of Cups. Like, how more serious can it get than that? But we will double check, right? There's a trust issue here that you have, and I want to unpack all of that just to give you that peace of mind as you move forward, okay? I also want to know, what are they bringing to the table that will add value to your life? That's the question that you should always be asking. You should never be placing yourself on a motherfucking wheel, okay? And going round and round and round on a hamster wheel to try and accomplish getting someone to see how great you are. You're already great. Are they great for you though? Hello? Somebody. Yeah. So we're going to look at that. I also want to know, what does the details of being in a union with this person look like, okay? Does it work long term? Very important. And then I want to know, what's the best possible outcome, all right? Is this moving into union? We'll then answer all of the whens. When will you meet if you haven't already? When will you commit if you have? Right? When will things potentially go into union, right? And we'll also get advice on how you can successfully navigate this loving partnership into a beautiful existence, okay? So without further ado, click the like button as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell. And I'm gonna put the link for the extended reading down below in the description box. I'm gonna see y'all over there. Let's go.